Hi everyone, my name is Ian Nixon and I'm very excited to be here with you today to talk about Bowls Plus, to introduce you to what it's all about, what it means, why we are introducing it, and exactly what it does. So let's get into it. What is Bowls Plus? Well, put very simply, it's a system, a point system that we've come up with, which also does grading and ranking based on your results over the last 3 years. It's designed to give a really good representation of each bowler's ability based on their performances and results. It provides, as I mentioned, that point system, but it also actually provides a grading system, which is going to be useful in terms of categorizing people and their abilities over time. So what are we trying to achieve with Bowls Plus? Well, Bowls New Zealand is always trying to find new and interesting ways of making the game more exciting, more interesting, and more engaging. We think that Bowls Plus will give greater meaning to every single game that bowler plays. You've got points on it, there's something riding on it, there's some bragging rights involved in every single game. The grading system also is a bonus in terms of being able to give a much better indication of exactly where everybody sits in terms of their playing ability. But let's stop just talking about it. Let's dive into exactly what it looks like and how it works.
So this is what you'll see when you go onto the Bowls Plus page on the Bowls New Zealand website. This is how it appears. So what you've got in front of you is all contributing to all these points is all the national and centre tournaments over the last 3 years. And people have got rankings and points total based on that. So the way it's displayed here, you've obviously got name, you've got total points, and it's ranked on that at the moment. We've got a grade system now applied, which is displayed there. You've got club centre, and then you're ranking by those three areas from club centre and national ranking as well. And you've got the number of games that you have been entered into Bowls Plus. So not necessarily all that you've played, but all the ones that have been entered into Bowls Hub and contributing to Bowls Plus. And then your Bowls Hub ID here as well. Now, along the top, you've got some easy ways to start looking at this information in a bit more detail and searching for it. So you can drop down on that and start typing in, and you'll see that you've got, you can choose anybody you like and bring that person up. Boom, there you go. So we'll clear that and then start again. I can choose any club that I want. Just go and find somebody there, and there you go. We've got everybody from that club. Back another one, and we've also got a way of filtering that as well. So you can just click on, let's say, all the female members of that club, and likewise, then just switch it over to just the male members. Easily done. So that's a very simple way. You can obviously also look via centre as well. And whenever you want finished with what you're searching with, just click on that clear all filters and you're back to where you started from. So let's take the chance to just dive into somebody's record in a little bit more detail. And this is the way you can look at your own profile and exactly what contributes to your points. So I'm going to pick on Deb because she's just at the top there. So just click on that line and you'll see that it's just highlighted, or that line sort of grayed out all the other ones. And it's also highlighted a couple of boxes up here, matches and statistics. So let's hop into matches just by clicking on it. And what that brings up is every single game that Deb has played over the last 3 years that have been entered into Bowls Hub. Does it in chronological order, so the most recent games are at the top there. And it just gives you a quick summary of each game. So result, what the actual score was, your team versus your opposition, and then importantly, the points that you either won or lost through that result, and then your running tally. So those points, your total after those points have been added or deducted to your overall points tally. So you can go back as far as you like in there. It takes all your games far back as you like. And this is obviously a way of making sure that all the games that you want to have entered into Bowls Plus have been, and wait for you to check that as well. We're going to hop back to the main screen and just highlight the tab again and hop into statistics page. Now, what this does is give you a little bit more of a graphical representation of all your results. So you see at the top there, all the same information that you've got on the front page, as well as your total wins, but then we've put it into a different way of presenting that. So here you've got your points over time. So hopefully it's going to have a nice upward curve over time. And then you can actually see how it's broken down from your results at Nationals, Centre, and you should probably have, most people have Club here as well, and then across format as well. So exactly where all your wins and losses are coming from. And this is every single game by game, how it's been made up down the bottom. Now, if I click onto one of those, I'm going to click onto the fours and the wins. You'll see that suddenly that's remained bright. Everything else has shaded out. So what that's done is just highlight exactly where those 37 wins are coming from. And down here, if we hover over, we'll actually get the details of those 2 wins in there. And we can do that for any of these ones down here. Just hover over this one and see the exact detail, which is the date, the result, the points, and then who was involved and who you're playing. Sorry. So it's all interactive. You can do that for any of the detail. You can click into that for these defeats and where all those came from. You notice that each time I do this, it's changing this graph over here. I'm doing this so it's a bit more noticeable. Suddenly click to that. So it's each time changing the information you get presented to you, highlighting the pieces that are making up what you're clicking on. So it's a really interactive way of finding out exactly how your performances have been made up, where all the detail comes from, and pretty easy to click around and find your way through. I'm going to hop back to the main page, and that is pretty much a whistle-stop way of how you get through Bowls Plus and finding the information that you need. You've got your search functions up the top here, including male, female, your matches, and your statistics go through to more detailed information on your own performances or somebody else's. 2 buttons up here which are really important. First one we've already talked about, which is the clear all filters button. So that just clears your search and to start again. And the other one is the FAQs button. The FAQ,
it will take you to this page on our website. Now, what we've tried to do here is put a load of questions in that we think people might have once they start encountering and playing around with Bowls Plus. I'm sure that we have not got all of them, but we've tried to get as many as we possibly can. And if you click on any of them, you'll just see a little bit of detail to those answers to those questions. So we've tried a lot of things, especially related to points, because we think people will want to understand exactly how they're generated, where they come from, why they might be missing, why something might be wrong. So that kind of details in there. We've talked a little bit about grades as well, what that means, and then also a little bit of a how-to in terms of how you could use Bowls Plus and how you can find and sort information within it. And as always, you've got the opportunity to get in touch with us down the bottom there as well. How does the point system work, which I'm sure everybody be keen to know about? Well, very simply, we start with a base of 10,000 points for every person. And every match that you play from there has something riding on it. So it has points allocated to it. At a club level, that's 50, and it goes up to a centre and a national level. What we also take into account is your points at the time of the game versus your opponents. So very rarely will you be playing just for those 50 points. You'll be playing for slightly more, slightly less, depending on your points total versus your opponents and whether it's higher or lower. What we also do is look at the last 3 years of results to try and give the most accurate portrayal of your current skill level, and then we weight that over those 3 years. So your last year is worth a full 100%, year before that 75%, and 3 years ago 50%. Every game that you play, cross club, centre, national level, counts towards your points tally, provided that each game that you play has been entered into Bowls Hub. That is the crucial point here. Can't count if it hasn't been entered in. How do you find it? How do you access it? Pretty easy. You go straight to the Bowls New Zealand website. It'll be easy to navigate prominently there. You can see everything that we've just run through in terms of all your matches, all the graphical analysis and You can deep dive into the statistics there, and you can also go find everybody else that you might know or want to have a look for. And it's freely available for anyone and everyone to go and have a look at. Now, what do you need to do? As I've already mentioned, the crucial thing is a Bowls Hub ID. You have to have that, otherwise we can't record the game and the points that are allocated to it. So every game that you play, you need to fill out a scorecard. If it's pairs, triples, fours, you need to make sure that your team and your opponent's Bowls Hub IDs are on there as well. Otherwise, we can't record it. Then give it to whoever the person is in your club that's looking after making sure that all those results are entered. And that's it. So crucial thing is, if you haven't got your Bowls Hub ID, get onto it. And if you want to know more, especially about how to get that ID, go to our Bowls New Zealand YouTube page. There's a bunch of videos there that will guide you through it. There's also the FAQ page that we've already gone through, which hopefully which should answer a lot of the questions. And if you're still stuck, there's a connection there to us here at Bowls New Zealand to find out more. It's been a pleasure to guide you through Bowls Plus and what it's all about. We're very excited for it to launch. It is coming soon. We think it's going to be a great addition to the Bowls environment in New Zealand, and we look forward to sharing it with you very shortly. Thanks for watching.